Hello, money making powerhouses. Coming here today because I have read all your membership requests into the Success Circle. When you are coming here to the group, there are a couple of questions where I'm asking you for where are you currently at your stage, and in general, we have two groups: people who are in the phase where you need to attract more clients, meaning more of the, I will call it for the purposes of this life, the beginning stage where you still don't have so many clients, you're probably not so much into the high ticket sales, your premium offers are not selling that much. And the other part of the group where you're in the expansion phase, you're looking for business growth, for getting more and better clients. So today I want to talk to those of you who are in this stage of attracting clients, because this is what you're saying: I want to attract more clients. And one thing that I went through your profiles of the people who answered I want to attract more clients, and today I want to give you 3 specific actions. But these are actions, note that it's actions, not just you thinking it, for you to attract and sign these high ticket clients. I'm specializing in high ticket sales because I'm not against low ticket, let me clarify this, but if you are trying to make money with low ticket offers, it's going to take you forever to reach those 6 figures. And as someone who started my business with high ticket sales, my first client that I signed was 3K retainer for 3 months. The second client was 5K retainer for 3 months, and I hit my first 10K recurring months, not 10K once, but I have secured 10K months in my first 3-4 months of starting my business. So I know exactly how to attract these people and how to sign them up with high ticket sales, even retainers. And in the last 3 years, I have always maintained at least 6 figures in my business, regardless of what's happening behind the scenes. I perfectly know how to attract these clients, how to sign them up, and how to keep them long term. So let's talk about that. Welcome everyone. I want you to be active, to share your questions or anything that arises. Even if you're catching the replay, put an emoji here in the chat and let me know if you have questions. So first thing first, so many of you are in your head like, there are no people who are going to pay me high ticket. No one is going to hire me for, 5K. And any kinds of bullshit in your beautiful heads. So the first thing you need to do is, I want you, when you wake up in the morning, to repeat, I am a money-making powerhouse. I want you to get on that vibe. Why? Because you also want to attract these people who are on this transformational vibe, who are not like suffering moms, let's say if this is your target audience, but they are high achieving moms, for example. Or you're not working with, struggling professionals, you're working with business owners and entrepreneurs who want to keep and maintain fit and lean body, for example. First of all, I want you to step on that frequency, that high vibe, that high energy, because everything starts here. If you're talking bad things to yourself and then you're showing up from that frequency, it's not gonna work. For example, when I first started, I was showing up with full knowing that my know-how and my work is going to help these business owners skyrocket their sales and their income and their business as a whole. I simply knew it. I come from the corporate world. This is where I learned how to build business plan, marketing strategy, how to when I have this big goal where I have to make 500,000 for this brand this year, I know how to break this big goal into the small marketing activities we need to do. And I want to tell you one more thing. The online space is lying to you that you have to have achieved I don't know what in order for you to say it. Listen to me. In the corporate world, it is very important for you to understand this correlation. And I don't care that you are a business owner who is probably making, I don't know, 20k months and you are not yet at this big company. You need to take this example and to understand what's the psychology behind business growth. A big company, a big corporation, when we're launching a brand, and I will speak we because I'm referring to my experience when I was a brand manager in an international company, and I was 25 years or 26 years old, and I didn't have that experience at that time. I didn't know all the things I know now, but I was building these multiple brands to multi six figures. Some of them from zero. I prepared the launch. I led these brands for years and they made multi six figures or millions per year. So I know. If I was thinking I have never done it, I have never achieved it, do you think I would be able to be a successful brand manager for these brands and in this company, and to be the one who is breaking all benchmarks and to achieve the highest growth? No, I wouldn't. So I want you to step into your power. You are a money-making powerhouse. You have know-how, you have expertise, you probably have personal experience, and you know how to help people achieve their goal. This is the vibe I want you to live in, daily. Then the other thing is, you need to get very, very clear who you're helping. For example, when I started, once again, I come from corporate. Yes, I have experience and expertise, but I still cannot say I made this money for me, for myself. So what I did, I got very, very clear on what my ideal client would want. So these entrepreneurs want more sales. They want to attract more clients. They want to attract better clients who are paying higher ticket. Okay? This is what each and every business wants. They want more influence. They want to be recognizable, meaning their brand needs to be recognizable. They want to be top of mind. They want to be on top of Google search, if you wish, or on social media. So I went sit very clearly. I've had maybe 1 or 2 hours and I got extremely clear without listening to anyone else. And I got very clear on what my ideal client wants, not needs. I was not telling to them you need messaging shifts, you need sales system, you need SEO, you need I don't know what. I was speaking to their desires and transformation they are going to get when they work with me. At that point, 3 years ago, or maybe a little bit more, I went very, very clear. Who am I helping? And here is the thing that you're often making a mistake, that most people are making a mistake with. You're trying to convince people who don't want your service, or they are not ready, or they are in this, they say they want the change, but they're not ready to do the work. And you're not going to speak to these people. You are going to speak to the people who want and who are already looking for the transformation. How are you doing this? With your posts, with your messaging. So first thing, you're getting on the I am a money-making powerhouse vibe. Then you're getting very, very clear who your ideal client is. But it's not a mom in her 30s. No. Let's say you're a health, wellness, weight loss. You are going to say, my ideal client is a high achieving entrepreneur or a business owner who is busy and wants to keep her body lean and fit without, for example, sacrificing what she eats, by using, and then you say the work you're doing, your methodology, but with 1, 2, 3 words. You're not going to dive deep into how you're doing it, because people don't care. People want to be healthy, to be fit, to look good, to look young, to have a good, healthy relationship where they feel loved, and to make money. This is what we as humans want. This is the buyer psychology. So, for example, I want my business to make 7 figures. Okay, tell me, what should I do? Okay? I already know, for example, if I'm looking for a business coach, I know I want someone who can help me and support me in building these 7 figures. I know this is not going to happen overnight, not that it's not possible, but in general, I know there is work behind this. Or if I want to lose weight, let's say, I know for the next 6 months or 12 months, I need to change my lifestyle. And you're going to speak to these people who know this. How do you speak to these people? This is the transformational type of content, where you're speaking to their desires and you're giving them examples. For example, what could you say? In my case, I would say, my client made 71K in recurring revenue in 60 days of working with me by using my signature messaging and sales system methods or strategies. This brings instant authority. This instantly shows you know what you're doing and you know how to do it. And you're going to be sharing this not just once, you're going to be sharing this every other day. Transformational content. You are going to be leading either with your results. For example, it could be, I lost 20 kilos and I have maintained them for the last 5 years by changing my lifestyle, and now I eat pizza, I drink wine, because I use your XYZ signature method, for example. Do you get it? Let me know in the comments if this makes sense and if you are currently using this. What we are doing with this? First of all, this type of messaging is going to instantly attract people who want to have this result. People who want to have this result. These people are going to be, okay, tell me how you did it. Tell me how I can achieve it too. So, transformational content. Another type of transformational content is where you're telling them, you make them problem aware and you give them a solution. This is the type of content where you're going to say, for example, you are still doing what they're doing wrong. Insert here, relevant to you, to your business, to your niche. For example, for me, this could be, I will give you an example with one post of mine that performed extremely well, way better than others. It was something like, you look like a big boss but behind the scenes you're still firefighting with glitter, and that is why you are still not at 7 figures or something like that. I don't remember it 100%. You can go through my feed on Instagram as well, and you can see this post. This post performed very well because it is, first of all, making people problem aware and solution aware, or it's not solution aware, it's making them realize, oh yes, I am playing it the big coach, the big boss, but behind the scenes my business has so many challenges. And yeah, this is why I'm still not making 7 figures, for example. Or it could be your positioning is speaking to people who would buy your 3K offer, but not speaking to the people who would buy your 25K offer. And I have a lot of cases with this type of clients. And because of this, because your positioning is wrong, your messaging is off, people are not seeing the exact value that you are going to deliver. So you cannot say sell your $25,000 or euros or whatever currency you're using offer, and you're selling this 3K offer. And instead of you making 100K months with ease, you're making 20K months with a terrible amount of effort and work. And this is why you're still not making 7 figures. And you're like, yeah, that's true. My offer is not positioned for the premium buyer. I'm not sharing the premium value of my offer. I'm not speaking to the people who are already wanting this transformation and ready for it. Why? Because you're probably focusing on the wrong things, you're not speaking to desires, maybe you're using too much of pain point marketing, maybe you are speaking too much of the features of the offer, not the transformation. And this is why people are not lining up to pay you on repeat. When you nail this down, first being on the vibe, I am a money-making powerhouse, and I'm going to show up today with a piece of content that is going to speak to the people who are already high vibe, who are already looking for this transformation. They are already looking to hire someone, and I'm going to tell them, okay, here is what you want, but here is what you're currently doing, and this is the exact reason why you don't have the result that you want. When you do this, people are going to be commenting and being in your DMs asking you how to work with you. Now, the other thing is you need to stay consistent. Posting this once and then disappearing is not gonna work. Or posting it like many people, what I see many entrepreneurs are doing, you post like 2-3 posts, okay, you're going to post one post with the results, what your result is or your client result is, then you're going to post another post when you're going to do this, you're doing XYZ and that is the reason you don't have what you want, and then you're going to disappear. This is not how social media works. Maybe if this is a live event when you're talking face to face with someone, maybe that would work faster. But on social media, where there are billions of people, of users, when there are too many other people who are doing exactly the same as you're doing, and if you are not consistent and you're not positioning yourself in a way that is making the difference and that is showing you as an instant authority, it's not gonna work. So consistency is the third thing. First thing is your vibe. Second thing is your messaging, again consistently. consistently putting yourself out there, speaking to these people. And then you need to know there will be some people who are going to be repelled. Someone is going to say, that's not how it works. Yes, but this is your methodology, you know it works with your clients. Of course, it is not for everyone. The other thing is that you're trying to speak to everyone instead of speaking to the people who are ready, who want the transformation, and who you know are going to do every single thing that they need to do. It is very popular. We have so many people here who are health, wellness coaches, weight loss, etc. There are so many people out there who are, this debate for GLP-1. And for example, you are not recommending it or not to everyone. You need to be able to stand behind your opinion, your know-how, and to be able to not to convince people to trust you, but to stand in your own knowing. For example, yesterday I launched the Marina AI Brand Creative Hub. And there are many people in the world who love doing things with AI, and they are like instantly crazy. They create images, everything works perfectly, and some industry leaders loved it and they are already using their images. But there are also other people who are not into AI. It's just not their thing. This is not what they like. It's not what they love. Some people say this is fake and they don't want to do it. And I'm not trying to convince them. I'm telling them, okay, why don't you try it? Try different prompts, try different image creation bots, see if it works with you, try a couple of times, try with different images of yourself, and if then you don't like it, that's fine. But give yourself a chance and the time to try it. And then I'm not going to try to convince them, because these are people who simply do not believe in this. And I'm honestly not interested in convincing anyone to believe in AI. I use AI since it arose. I have created custom ChatGPTs for myself to write in the way I want. I have used them for my clients, and my clients have signed clients daily from that content written with my custom ChatGPT messaging bot. But other people are saying, I don't want to use that. Okay, don't use it. Do it the way you want it, the way you need it, but don't try to convince me to not use it. So the point here is we don't need to fight. Give it a chance, try it. If it's your thing, fine. If not, okay. And it is the same with your content and you speaking to your clients. Do not try to convince people who, if someone wants to stay in the void, let them. It's not your job to fix them. You can give them, here is my know-how, here are the tools, here is how you do it, and this is where your responsibility ends. The work works only if you do it. And if you're right now in the situation where you cannot sign up your clients, or you sign up some clients but you could do it better, get on the vibe. Start posting this transformational content and content where you are sharing your results, how the things happened, but transparently. Do it in a way where you're giving the details, where you're celebrating. For example, I'm posting my client made $1.76 million in 30 days by using my CEO level leadership system and my signature 7-figure sales engine. And I'm explaining there with details where the client was, that on the surface it looked like they had a big email list, it looked like they have big audience on social media, it looked like they have like all the tools to achieve it, but that was on the surface. When we dove deep, we saw things are not working the way it looks. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, you look like the big boss online or the big company or the very successful one, but behind the scenes you're firefighting with glitter. So do you see how I can create many different posts out of one result? And all of them are either transformational or they are making you aware what is the situation. Because do you know how many people they are either not aware they have a problem and this is why they do not have the result they want to have, or they have misdiagnosed themselves, meaning you think you have the algorithm is not pushing you, but the reality is you're not consistent and your messaging is not clear. Okay, now you understand, okay, maybe I'm not that consistent that I think. Maybe I'm not really posting every day, or maybe I'm posting every day but I don't really have a plan. I'm not doing it strategically, I'm not very clear on my offer. And then you start thinking and say, okay, this is me. Okay, tell me more. Tell me how to fix that, or how to deal with that, or how to improve it. And this is how you're going to attract these premium clients. Then once again, get very clear on the offer. Oftentimes when you come to me and we start speaking, what is your offer? You don't even have clarity on your offer. So what you need to do for your offer? Very clear. What is the transformation? What is the result, the tangible result? What is the result? What they are going to get? Ideally, the ideal client who is doing all the work. What is the transformation? So, for example, when you work with me in my mastermind or in the scale era, you are going to make multi six figures with ease and speed, without cold outreach, by using my signature messaging and sales engine systems. The leadership and everything is going to feel 10 times easier, 10 times faster. So you want that transformation, right? You want to feel that everything is easy. You don't want to be, stressed. You want to enjoy it. You want to have fun. You want to have the clients who are getting the results, the transformation, who feel easy to work with. But then you need to shift your positioning, your messaging, and we need to set up your sales system in a way that is going to sell every single day on repeat all day long for you. So you're not the one sending links all day long. You're not the one escorting every single sale to the checkout page. And you're not the person who is going to be convincing people to upgrade, to buy the next step. And in order for you to do this, we need also to up-level your leadership, because right now you're most probably functioning like just a coach or just someone who is delivering a service, but you need to step into your CEO level leadership to understand that your role as a business owner is to secure the income and the profit of your company. And from there comes also much more work that you need to do around boundaries, around the messaging, around the different offers that you're going to be offering. So that is why this is a long-term work. This is why most of my offers are long-term, because this is not something it's not a quick win, you're going to have some quick wins, for example, from this live, once you adjust your messaging and start speaking to a different type of buyer, but this is going to be a quick win. It's not going to help you sustain the multi six figures. And as someone who has made multi six figures in my first year and maintained it since then, it requires a lot of daily work. Because things are happening behind the scenes, and let's be very transparent that some days you're not going to be on the vibe, and this is why you need to have the sales system that is going to sell for you. Sometimes you're going to have issues with the boundaries in your business, even boundaries with yourself, where someone is saying, can you please extend the payment plan, or I don't know, this is too expensive, and then you need to have boundaries with yourself and to say, no, I'm not going to do this, because I'm the one responsible to secure the income of my company and the profit of my company. And this is like when all these nuances, all this duality of leadership and running a business comes. And so many of you are often, you need help and support to stay consistent, and there is nothing wrong with this. Each and every one of us has this. Coaches need coaches as well, and that is fine. For example, I constantly work on myself. I have different coaches in different moments and seasons of my business. Sometimes it's simply skill set, some business coach, or sometimes it's mindset, even therapy from time to time, personal development courses. Every single day I'm doing this. And yes, some days I don't feel like showing up, but I keep showing up because I know what my mission is. I know I want to keep helping more people, to keep supporting my clients. And if there is someone who knows what it is to keep clients staying with you from 12 months to 3 years and to have 70% retention rate on recurring payments, this is me. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what does it mean to be consistent and to show up for your clients. I know exactly how to attract these clients, to keep them with you, to keep buying on repeat, to keep paying you high ticket, to stay with you and buy your long-term mentorship spaces, like 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. And you know what, that is not that difficult that you think. Maybe it seems a little bit away, but when you implement certain messaging, certain sales system, when your offers are very well positioned, it happens like that. If I could do it in 3-4 months and maintain it for years, you could do it too. Let me know in the comments if you like this, if it's helpful. I want you to implement these 2 types of content that I shared with you, and let me know the results. I'm also going to make a live for those of you who are in the expansion stage. Hi, I'm so excited. My specialty is scaling businesses. I love that so much. Let me know in the comments what lens. If you have any questions, put an emoji if you are watching the replay. Let me know what do you need, any questions that you have. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you. Bye.